Hi everyone, my name's Harry Barclay. I'm a property investor in the UK. I've built up a large residential property portfolio and also a commercial portfolio over many years of investing in property. But my journey in property started when I was at university. I started actually reading some books based on wealth creation, and one particular book really set my mind spinning. It was a book, Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And whilst I was reading that book, I learned about passive income and wealth creation. And one of the things that I really enjoyed in that book was property investing. This led me to purchase my first property while still at university. And by the time I left university, I had 3 investment properties. I rented these out as student buy-to-lets. 2 of them I'd done up myself, redecorated, done the gardens, fixed up the property and then rented it out. By the way, my course at university was in geology and geography. So it was Robert Kiyosaki's book that led me to change and start to look at wealth creation outside of necessarily the working environment. When I left university, I then increased my portfolio. I started looking at properties outside of the university town I was in, and I went up to the north of England and started purchasing cheaper properties that needed refurbishment, and then I rented them out to single families, so straightforward buy-to-let properties. I did probably 250 of these types of buildings, and as I went on, I learned to purchase portfolios. So I actually started negotiating with retiring landlords, with banks, so that I could purchase chunks of property at the same time, often completing 10 properties or 20 properties on one day in one transaction. And this taught me an incredible amount about negotiation, both with lenders and with vendors. And this really took my portfolio on. Then as I moved on through my investing career, while still purchasing portfolios, I started to look at commercial property. I started to look at mixed-use buildings, which was residential property with some commercial in the same building. And I started to work the angles on those buildings, so refurbishments. And also I started to learn about lease extensions, renewing leases, renegotiating rents with commercial property. All of this was aimed on increasing the value of my portfolio as quickly as possible so that I could use the power of leverage, so that I could use the bank's money and other people's money to forward my business as quickly forward as possible. It's another thing that Robert taught me through his teachings in Rich Dad Poor Dad. As this investment career has gone on, I've also realized that it is about time management. And through my investing career, I've realized how important time is. Time's the most important thing that we need to be working with and always looking for, because it's the only thing we can't purchase. And this has led me to now start with my rental portfolio. I've got myself into a position whereby I house government tenants. So on a lot of the portfolio, the government is actually my tenant. And this puts me in a fantastic position because it means I have no voids, no management and no maintenance for the vast majority of my properties, and they're on 3 to 5 year contracts, which means truly it is a passive income which allows me to spend my time as I want to, whether it's looking for the next deal or whether it's going on holiday, traveling, spending time with my family. During my property investing career, I've invested in and probably done somewhere in the region of 300 to 350 transactions. And these have been all sorts of different situations, different circumstances that have brought the transaction into my realm and led me to negotiate on it. And the lovely thing about property investing is you get the deal when it is a satisfactory or a win-win scenario for both yourself and the vendor, which means they're happy and you're happy, which is a great way to do business and really comforting and positive way. It means you enjoy getting out of bed to work on your property business and create wealth creation from that property business. Also, during my time, I have built up, and I'm one of the lead speakers for Tigrant and Rich Dad Education. I've been working with Rich Dad Education for a considerable period of time now, and I've taught at courses all over the UK, also taught at courses in Canada, America, Singapore, Malaysia and South Africa. South Africa is a place that I've been working with, especially in the last 12 months. And I've been learning the different investment strategies that are over in South Africa, as well as all of these countries. And I really enjoy going into a new country, finding out how the marketplace works, finding out how the tenancies work, the tax situation, the business structures. I really enjoy that. But over the last 12 months, as I say, I've been specialising in the South African marketplace, learning about that marketplace, and I've taught people at a seminar environment, has also worked with many people on a one-on-one basis, helping them move their business forward to wealth creation via property, but towards their financial freedom. Financial freedom is the thing that everyone is looking for. Everyone wants to be able to spend their time exactly as they can. And those of you that know of or will know more, I'm sure many of you will become a lot more interested in the teachings of Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Education. That is about wealth creation and the utilization of property within true wealth creation. And that's about learning how to spend your time as you want to. The course that I'm going to be presenting at the Wealth Summit is very much going to be focused on creating your financial freedom, and it's going to be focused on wealth creation via property. This is what we're building. Property is a lovely business that it can be as big or as small as you want to. And what we'll be looking at is we'll be looking at the different investment strategies to take you forwards towards your goals and how you want to spend your time, whether it may be with friends, family, spending time traveling, seeing the world, or perhaps on charities that are close to your heart. And really, truthfully, if you set up your property business, it can take you on that journey as you go on forward. It's a lovely industry to be working in. But what we will be doing during the presentation at the Wealth Summit is I'm going to be going through the different investment strategies for property investing. So we're going to be looking at cash flow generation. How do we make monthly money, but monthly money that keeps coming in whilst you're in bed, whilst you're on holiday, whilst you're at your children's school matches, whatever it may be you do. So we're going to be looking at cash flow. Also, we're going to be looking at the capital side of property. How do we increase the value of buildings? How do we work those buildings so that they can either be refinanced, to gain leverage, to move the business on, or sold at a profit? Whichever it is your strategy, your goal. Finally, we're going to be looking at options. Options is a fantastic bit of property investing in that it allows you to take control of the property without necessarily having to purchase it. So perhaps it's a case that your credit is not fantastic. Perhaps it's a case that you do not have a lot of money to invest. Options is a beautiful strategy, and it allows you to get involved in property by controlling it for minimal costs. Literally, transaction costs are what can allow you to get investing. And that's why some of the biggest property investors actually control property rather than purchasing it. So we're going to go through those strategies. Also, we're going to be going through business setups, how to start your business, how to work your business as well as possible, move it forward as fast as possible. And that is focused on your goals, what you're trying to create. Really, the presentation, I'm going to be giving you a toolbox. If you can imagine that toolbox, it's going to start off as an empty toolbox. And then what we're going to be doing during the presentation at the Wealth Summit is we're going to be then filling that toolbox with the tools to take you forwards towards your goals, your strategy, what you want to create. And imagine that. Some of the things are not going to be for your goals. Some of them will be. Grab up those tools so that you can use them in the future to take your property investment business forward, your wealth creation forwards, so that it takes you forwards towards your financial freedom. I really look forward to seeing you whilst I'm over in South Africa, and I really look forward to welcoming you, spending some time with you, both myself and on behalf of Robert Kiyosaki and the Rich Dad Education Company. I look forward to seeing you, and please do spend some time with me. As I say, my name's Harry Barclay.